Smash the subscribe button. On your way in, you know the routine. Ring my bell. Ring my bell. So you can get notified next time I upload videos and become part of the beautiful Curvy community that we're growing over here on the YouTube streets. I know I've been MIA. Last time I saw you guys, I told you I was having technical difficulties. Took my phone in to Apple for service and they lost my whole unit, you guys. They ended up having to give me an upgrade and a whole new brand new phone 20 fucking days later. It took 20 days to get it straight with fucking Apple about my iPhone. I was going through it, you guys. It was horrible. But all is well now. All is well. She has both of her devices back. Therefore, we are simulcast on TikTok and on the YouTube. So we're going to be talking about it. You see my thumbnail. A lot of things happened since I've been gone. And you know, the Van Carthens are doing Van Carthening. MilanLandria. You know, our girl is in Milan for Fashion Week. Did you know it? That's why she's up there looking very Italian. And that's why Nick has a little Italian mustache. And Olandria changed her Instagram picture to, well, it had like it had Italy around her Instagram picture with the little mustache. So she's going to be in Milan for Fashion Week. The others just got to New York for Fashion Week. So hopefully somebody might be able to follow suit. No, I don't really care. But I do want everybody to win. But I don't really care. But they are trying to act like, oh, the other ones made it to New York Fashion Week. So, oh, it's so big. She's not the only one who went. But have they been to Paris Fashion Week? Have they been back to New York Fashion Week? And are they about to be in Milan Fashion Week? I don't know. I am keeping score. Just like Olandria. She posted on the other day. She said, still check, still in the lead. Still in the lead. Still in the lead, people. And it is a competition. She literally is from a competition show. It was a competition. She's still in the lead. She's a winner. Everybody's a winner, but she's a winner. Everybody can have a prize, but she's a winner for surely. And so, what's up? Okay, static images. Can you see that? Yeah, I don't really care about static images. Whatever. Restrict it. I don't give a fuck, TikTok. Do it. I dare you. Restrict it. Go ahead. Not stopping nothing. You guys are the stupid people. TikTok is the stupid platform. You give people features and then get mad that they use the feature. And you penalize the person for using a feature that you have available. It sounds very colonizer to me. It sounded very set up. It sounded very much like you put the bricks at the protest on the corners and then told the people to go throw them through the windows. It sounded very much like a setup. Yup. It's all a setup. I see it from a mile away, though. I'm not going to keep responding to your threats, though. Either do it or don't. Right? Manon is here because she's part of the hot takes, you guys. She's part of the hot takes. Look, I'm not even a K-pop person. Last time I heard about a K-pop something, it was BTS. Wasn't those little boys from back in the day? BTS. And then there was something called Blackpink. And I was like, oh, they got some black girls? No, they just use the color black with the word pink. But nobody's black. I was like, oh, okay. A lot of K-pop is very influenced by black culture, as is the whole world. The whole world's fuel is black culture, black American culture. So anyway, the reason Manon is up there, I just found out about her this weekend. Manon, do you guys know who Manon is in this on YouTube? She's the beautiful lady right above Michael B. Jordan. and Delroy. Not Clarissa the boxer, but the other woman. Her name is Manon, and she's in this group called Cat's Eye, and it's a 6-person group, and they are like a K-pop group. She's a Swiss-born singer and model, and it's was formed on Netflix's Pop Star Academy in 2024. She's the oldest member of the group, first biracial black-white musical artist signed by HBE. Well, I mean, I'm sure that their artists all bite off of black artists, so it's a good thing they finally signed a black artist, signed to the Hype label. Before joining Cat's Eye, she modeled in Europe and gained recognition on social media. But the thing is that Manon, oh, Mano, there's another N though. I'm phonetic. I'm definitely a phonetic person. So don't be adding N's to shit if you don't want me to say it. But somebody over in the TikTok says her name is Mono. Kind of sounds like a disease though. Like, you guys know that mononucleosis is a kissing disease that you get, and it makes you very tired. And a lot of people actually have it. Oh, I was pronouncing it right, T.I. They were trying to catch me up. Thank you. I felt like it. I was like, yeah. I'm sure I've heard the reports talk about Manon, or whatever. Anyway, so the whole thing is that she had taken some type of hiatus from the group. I guess we'll start there. Manon. Oh, Lucky Leno said, Manon is French. So if I say Manon, oui, Manon, I have to get in my French mind. Manon. Oh, I get it now. Manon. Like that. Yep. Okay. Okay. Oui, oui. C'est bon. Okay, now I understand. Thank you that now I have my phonetics so intact. The N is silent. Manon. So it's not mono. It's Manon. Perfect. Thank you. I love a little class in the morning. You're never too old to learn, you guys. Okay, so Manon is who the people, based on what I said, based on what I read, Manon is the Manon is the people's choice for the lead in this 6-tuplet group. And it's all women, all different women, but Manon is the only black adjacent woman. They have other races on there also. And it kind of reminds me of, what are those girls? What were those damn girls? The Posh Spice Girls. They kind of remind me of the Spice Girls, because the Spice Girls did something similar, but they only have 5 members. And, they had one for kind of every race, but not really, because there's a bajillion races or whatever. But, they tried to have it kind of like a rainbow, DEI efficient type look for the band. And I thought when I was growing up, I liked those little girls, the posh girls, the Spice Girls. Tell me what you want, what you really, really want. I wanna. Yeah. And so Mel B, she used to have some problems over there too, because she was in the UK and she's a black lady in the UK. Yeah. And they all want to use us for our dance moves and shit, and then put us to the back. They all learn the dance moves and flavor and style from us, and then they be putting us in the back. So I heard that's what they were doing to Manon. And so she took a little hiatus, and while she was on hiatus, the group moved, like she was no longer a part of it, from what I understand. And then the whole thing about somebody's dad, Daniela's dad, is Daniela's dad. I don't know which one is Daniela, but Daniela's dad is one of the other girls, and he's high key against Manon. And he's like, the show must go on. And just, they've been excluding her from campaigns, from media runs, and they've just been making it really hard. But the people who love Cat's Eye and love Manon are very upset at her treatment. And they're like, Manon is Cat's Eye. And you guys can keep putting her to the back or excluding her all you want. But Manon is Cat's Eye. So their most recent thing had Manon talking about she was going to take a temporary hiatus. 6 hours ago, Hype Beast confirmed that Manon to go on temporary hiatus. And it's because of the treatment that she's getting with this group. Danielle is destiny swapping with Manon. She even started to copy her looks. Yeah, it sounds like a whole destiny swap thing. That's what I'm saying. Like, they used her for all of her riz. And then the videos I saw, the way that they dance, when they stagger people, they have all 5 non-black ladies in front and Manon directly in back of the centered person. So you can't even see Manon. You can't even ever see her. She's always in the back. And those 5 ladies are always in the front. And I told you, I just found out about Manon. And I just found out about Cat's Eye. And seeing the treatment that they've been doing to her, all her bandmates, none of those bitches are her friends. Based off what I see. Because they when the other ladies are sick, they wait for the other sick lady and include her. When Manon isn't present, they totally just carry on the way Daniela's daddy be saying, the show must go on. Now, somebody did say that there is one that might be her friend, but might be an R or 2 totally different things in this situation. And just from what I've seen, Manon is so talented and so riz-filled and such an aura light that even whoever might be almost her friend is in direct competition with her, and it would not behoove them to have her in the spotlight because then they won't get it. So is that really her friend? Or is she just pretending to be a friend so she doesn't get the backlash because Manon is the favorite for Cat's Eye? Look, they stopped having girl groups. I don't know why they decided to put 5 people in a group. All of them probably have their period on the same day. You know how when girls hang out, we all get our thing on the same day. You even work with the lady too close. You and her start syncing up. It's true. It's true. That might be TMI, but it's just a statement that I know about ladies. We sync up. And so that means that everybody's on one at the same time. Literally. Like on one, like, you know, the PMSing of it all and the attitudes and the meaning, like everybody's synced up. So when I was growing up, most of the girl groups had maybe 3 people. And those still never went well. Look at the Dreamgirls movie, the Dreamgirls play. The 3 doesn't even work. Duos break up all the time. Ask Hall and Oates. Hall and Oates were great together till they weren't. Menudo. The only reason the guys in Menudo from back in the day lasted so long was because they would switch those guys out every time their voices changed and went lower. They wanted all of the guys to have high voices. So when their voices would start cracking, then Ricky Martin would have to go someplace else. So I can only imagine what and even on the thing with P. Diddy and Danity Kane, those ladies, they weren't friends. Wasn't that a 3-0 Danity Kane? Or a 4-0? I think it was a 3-0. And yeah, so just these whole things don't really ever last. I mean, it's a good idea to try to get 5 contemporary, 6 contemporaries all in a line to do their passion and what they love. But everybody's going to want to be a breakout star eventually. And the public will recognize one as the breakout star eventually. So it's always going to be a problem. Manon, if she goes solo, I don't know if you guys will carry her to Beyonce status. I don't know if she's like, can she sing like Whitney and has moves like Aaliyah? Like, what's going on? I'm not really sure. But good luck to her on her hiatus for her health and well-being. And it seems like the health and well-being she needs to focus on is a direct result of being in this toxicity of this group. And the management doing that to her and leaving her out of press runs, off of billboards. And then the girls, because they know they're getting backlash, they had a concert without her. So then they're at the concert and they're like, oh, we love Manon. We love Manon. But you guys didn't say wait to take the picture for her. You didn't say wait to take the picture for her. So I'm just like, do you miss Manon? Or are you guys in on the shits? You're all in on the shits against Manon. So I hope while she has her hiatus, she's making big money moves to solidify herself as the bona fide starlet that she is, with or without these people, with or without that production, and especially with or without the Destiny Swapper Daniela. Look, go get your own fucking talent. Don't try to sit here and Destiny Swap with Black Magnificence, Black Girl Magic. Don't do it. Don't do it. Fucking colonizers. I'm tired of the fucking colonizers. Leave Manon alone. You are not Manon. Manon is Manon, Daniela. And your daddy knows that you're not Manon. That's why he's trying to make you Manon and pit you against Manon, because he knows Manon is greater than you. And the only way for you to be great is for Manon to be out of there. So you and him can go kick rocks and do what you do. And that's just based off of what I saw in the last 24 hours. Like I said, I'm not all in on this capside thing. I just found out about it, did my little research, listened to the things, and I'm like, this doesn't feel good for our sister girl. Bless her heart. And self-care and mental well-being is very important. And kudos to her for recognizing that it's time for her to take a hiatus. Now, they better still pay her, because it sounds like she has a workers' comp claim. I don't know if girl groups get workers' comp in the HR department, but if I have to take a hiatus because you bitches are stressing me out, then I still need to get my paycheck. Pretty much. So that's Manon. Now let's go on to, where do you guys want to go next on our thing? Let's go up to Van Carthen Central, of course. And then we can go to Van Carthen's. MilanLandria. Here on the YouTube, I can switch this picture for us, because we have MilanLandria. Cameras. MilanLandria. Where'd she go? Is this what she... No, that's not it. Here it is. Look what she posted. Child, anyway, what are we doing for Milan? I'm still in Paris in my Avi. I don't know what that means exactly. But she's on her way to Milan, you guys, is the moral of the story. And then, I'm not sure if YouTube people heard, but after Landria got a shout out by Cardi B, I played it here. Thanks for liking all those videos. It was a little mini viral moment for me. You know, a lot of those videos don't get that many likes, so thank you guys. But Cardi B was on her spaces the other day, and she had some great things to say about Landria. Here, let's see. Great things to say, okay? And it was really refreshing, because a lot of people feel like Cardi B is a black lady hater. Now, I'm like, she's not technically black. So for me, I don't think she should be running around saying nigga, 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 nigga. Like, I don't agree. I don't think she should get a pass. I mean, I don't know what the slur is for her actual race, but if we were running around saying that, that wouldn't be cool. It just wouldn't be cool. So that's one thing I don't agree, because I feel like how other cultures, like Filipinos, Mexicans, A lot of other cultures will say that word, and it's high key offensive, and you guys don't have a right to say it. You don't. You don't. Just because you hear it in music and you get to call yourself a POC, you don't get to say that shit. Don't say it around me. We're going to have a problem. We're going to have a problem. Okay? But I really was impressed with Cardi B. Um, where'd it go? With Cardi B's shout out from, here it is. Let's play it real quick. She had some beautiful things to say about LRGA. And a lot of people are like, oh, this is the same lady who calls black girls roaches and da 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 da. And I feel like that she has done that. I know that Cardi B has gotten into beef with people in comments and stuff and said some stuff to people. But that's like straight during beef. And I don't know. I'm not condoning that. I don't condone bullying or harassment. And when I'm in the middle of cussing somebody out, believe me, you're going to get cussed all the way out. Like every word in my repertoire that I can think of to call and assign to you within an argument is going to be said. I'm going to get all of my things to cut to the white meat, and we'll get there. We will get there. Okay? And yeah, you hurt my feelings. You're up. We're up. We're up. Who's next? Okay? So I can understand, like, within the midst of an argument, like, yeah, sure, you're cussing a bitch out, she's a roach, whatever. And but just like generally speaking, I don't believe that Cardi B has ever done that. And I really appreciate Cardi B's, she's actually brilliant, and she's very thought provoking, and she's smart, and she knows about like politics and world matters, and she's a pretty smart cookie, I feel like. And so to hear her talk so highly about Olandria when she went backstage at the awards show, I mean at the concert last week, was so cool.
You can't miss her in a room. Like, she's like a striking person. Like, Alondria, like in person, she's really tiny. When you're really tiny like that, like how she is, you gotta have like a striking beauty to like captivate the room, because she's so tiny, tiny, tiny. But she just looked like a walking fucking Barbie. She's a Barbie. She's really a fucking Barbie.
Yeah.
I wouldn't even want to call her bad bitch. I want to call her like a beautiful Barbie. She looks like a beautiful Barbie. Like, I wish they could make a Barbie movie, like the one that Tyra Banks is, and she's the Barbie. Because that's what she looks like in person. Just so pretty, so petite, beautiful teeth, beautiful eyes, colors just like smooth, like coffee smooth, like just wow. I love meeting these people in person because they just look so beautiful that I just be like, wow, you just gotta stare.
Yeah. So
They're like,
I had posted that, and so many people in the comments were like, and this, they were refreshingly surprised too. They were like, and this is from the lady you guys say she hates black ladies. Like, she doesn't. She is such a girl's girl. She really is. She really tries to, from what I've seen, like, she gives people chances. And in certain situations, anyway, Cardi B gives people chances where she is a girl's girl. She'll put other girls on her records all the time. During her concerts, she brought out so many other rappers and singers, and she didn't have to put them on. She didn't have to, and she did. And so I appreciate that. But our girl is on her way to Milan. I haven't seen any pictures dropped today. And, I've been stalking all her social media, so she must literally be on a plane. So she's on her way to Milan though. And Nick, he's spinning. He is spinning right round, baby, right round like a record, baby, right round, round, round. He's spinning right round, baby, right round like a record, baby, round, 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 round. Because he's super DJ, Freako Nico, in the Hizzle for Shizzle. He was in his hometown, and then last night he was someplace, and every place he goes is sold out, is packed shoulder to shoulder. He's constantly aura farming. He's constantly keeping it lit. He does a lot of sing-alongs. And then, one thing I'm really loving about Nick's DJing is he's doing collabs. Like, he'll get to a city. He went to Chicago. And he's like, yeah, any artists in Chicago have any music that you want to send me? So like he's putting on locals in the cities that he's going to. Isn't that beautiful? And I just love it. As part of the Van Carthen effect, the nicolandria effect is continuing 8 months later. We're going into month 8, right? It's been like, Desi Overzealous counted the days. It's like day 262 post Villa or some shit. I don't know. But it's so crazy. The whole show is about to come back on here for Love Island season 8. And I might tap in. We'll see about it. But that is the Van Carthening news, and I will be coming back to some more probably. But she did tweet the other day, child, anyways, what are we doing for Milan? I'm still in Perry on my Ave. And then she said, y'all are arguing with nobodies, and I'm packing my bags for Milan. Remember who you're supporting and pay their ass dust. You guys, Eve, listen, Eve, I'm just literally trying to, I myself, because I've been noticing that the videos for that are strictly Van Carthen aren't getting as much traffic, because I feel like everybody's just trying to move on maybe, but I'm still all in, so I still talk about it, but I'm like expanding the focus, because usually I would only have them on my thumbnail, right? And we would have just been Van Carthening the entire time. And I am incorporating other stuff because, her projects are so under wraps that all I have to report is that I know she going to Milan. She just left Cardi B. And I don't have nothing else to tell you since the last time we talked when she was throwing it back and Nick was catching it like he was a baseball player. I don't care. Yeah, so I love them and the best for them, and they are continuing the nicolandria effect. Now, I'm seeing some questions here on the YouTube. What's your racist point? How many black men on the U.S. hockey team? Light switches. Do you know what Google is? There's this thing that on the phone that you're using or the device that you're currently using, light switches, you can go to this thing. It's called a search bar, and you type in how many black men on U.S. hockey team, and it will tell you. Okay? I hope that helped. Let's see. So now let's talk about, something happened last night. Let's get there. Let me see. Okay. Yeah, right, Mellows? How are you this morning, Mellows Noir? Haven't seen you in a while. Thanks for coming through and being first in the house, BT Dub. Cardi has been problematic in the past, but now she's raising. Yeah, exactly. So Mellows has a point. Mellows says that Cardi has been problematic in the past, but now she's raising brown-skinned black girls. Exactly. And I feel like she has adjusted accordingly. Like, she don't want nobody calling Culture a roach. She don't want nobody calling the other one from Stefan Diggs no roach. She don't want you know what I'm saying? So I feel like she will be moving according to her evolution. And that's great too, because hey, there's room enough for all of us to grow. And if you used to call people one thing and now you've evolved past that, then hey, I love it. You don't always have to be a bitch because you were always a bitch. You don't have to. You don't. You don't. And actually, the thing I'm realizing recently, like with things like it's just about letting it go. You don't always have to be what you were in the past, right? Good morning to all. Hey, be yourself. I'm listening while at work. I'm not a Cardi B fan in any way, shape, or form, but she has to watch herself now that she has addressed Black women because she's raising Black girls. Yes, be yourself. That's the consensus. Plus, Ola is it now. So, regardless of how most celebs feel, they need to say something positive about her to remain relevant. You're right, because Ola is. You thought, you're so right. Was that Neek? Grand Rising, Shade. It's early for you, Curves. I hope you're having a good start to your day. Yeah, I've been up since 3. Yeah, been up since 3. And then I was like, oh shit, I have to go get the I was dehydrating some garlic skins and onion skins and shallots last night because I was making my own onion powder. You know, guys know how I like to do that stuff. So I was making my own onion powder and garlic powder. And you have to dehydrate the skins and whatever flesh you'll be using for those. So I fine sliced a shallot or two and with the skin on. And then I had all my red onion skins or purple onions, however you want to call it. And then I had all my garlic skins. And I put them in the oven on 200 for 6 hours. And everything got dried out. The shallot's actually browned. So it's kind of like a toasted shallot powder. Toasted shallot onion powder. It really smells divine. It smells divine. But then I had to rinse my chopper thingy. And now it's all wet, and you can't put that stuff in there and make it wet. So, and it has so many intricate parts, like it has to air dry real good. And then I'll go downstairs and make the garlic oil. So I had went downstairs to check the oven and make sure, Mama turned the oven off. And my son had already done it. So then I was like, well, you're up now, girl. Just make this onion powder real quick because it's going to be a 2-step process. Because like I said, I have to clean the grinder out first. So that's why I'm up so early, is because I was like, well, let me just take care of this now. Yes, it's very early today. So, okay, what else has happened? You guys, Clarissa Shields is the GWOAT. The GWOAT, the greatest woman of all time. I love Clarissa. She's a girl's girl too. Look, I'm for all these empowering, strong, feminine, secure, confident, intelligent, high vibrational women. I'm here for it. And Black excellence on top of it, some Black girl fucking magic. Right on. So shout out to Clarissa Shields. She came in that green and she did not knock out her opponent. They lasted the full 11 rounds. They gave the people what they wanted. They both left. Clarissa is the winner, but the other lady didn't get knocked the fuck out, man. So she's a winner too. She's a winner too, technically, because she didn't get knocked the fuck out. So, but the whole left side of her head is swollen. It looked like the whole left side of her head looked doubled in size by the end of the fight. Not just her eye. Her eye was fine. It was literally like her head looked swollen on the left side from the blows that Clarissa landed on that side. She was like left, right, left, 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 right, left, right, left, right, left, right. She, woo, Ooh, I know that lady face is hurting bad today. But did you guys see at the weigh-in for Clarissa Shields? Corey, Grand Rising, Elevated Awakening is what I'm saying for 2026. She's not a girl's girl. She's been in a relationship. Oh, yeah. Okay, so Corey saying on YouTube, good morning, Curves, Elevated Awakenings, everybody. Clarissa is not a girl's girl. Clarissa has been in a relationship with rapper Remy Ma's husband. And wasn't Remy Ma in a relationship with somebody that wasn't her husband at the exact same time? So it sounds like their relationship either has some parameters that are open or some parameters that are closed. And I'm all for what's good for a goose is great for a gander. So if Remy Ma was dropping it low and spreading it wide for somebody who wasn't her husband, who then put her in rap battle songs to let people know that she was dropping it low and spreading it wide for somebody that wasn't papoose in her papoose, then I think that papoose, who held it down while she was incarcerated, is entitled to also explore papooses. You see what I'm saying? So that's giving when Simon Gobadia and Fallon were getting a divorce and everybody wanted to blame Portia, but Fallon was carrying the child of the pool man from an illicit sexual relationship outside of her marriage and had the nerve to get mad that another woman was entertaining her husband because she was entertaining another man. And hey, I'm just an equal opportunity fuck you. Okay? That's where we are. And I don't think that Remy Ma, I don't care if that is, well, if you're the wife and you're so hard pressed and that's my husband, but she's the wife, because I'm a wife. I don't do cheaters. I'm a wife. And wives have first dibs. But if I step outside of my wifely duties and I start fucking around on my husband, then I should not, nor would I expect for him to not have the right to fuck around on me, because the door is open. Once you open those doors, it's hard to close that shit. So to me, it's a wash. It's pots calling kettles black. It's chalking it up, you know? It's chalking it up. So I wouldn't really be pressed about Remy Ma. Like Remy Ma, she literally, I thought she had left old boy and everything. She literally was entertaining that other dude. Wasn't Papoose like heartbroken for a second? I don't know. Corey says they still married and it's not an open marriage. Clarissa doesn't have to be a pawn in a marriage battle. So is anybody over to Remy Ma's side pieces, chats, DMs, anything blowing him up? Or is only Clarissa, it's only the women that have to do it? So if you're a woman mistress, people can look at you sideways, but nobody gets to look at the man mistress that made Papoose even be like, you embarrassed me one too many times, let me go over here. If it's not an open marriage, then she shouldn't have opened her legs to that other man. It is in fact an open marriage because she opened her legs to somebody that wasn't her husband. She should have been listening to Nene Leakes. Keep your legs closed while you're a married woman. That's what I think. I like Clarissa. I like Scrappy. I like her a lot. She does sometimes though with Clarissa, she can look a little like I'm like, yeah, you got hit in the head. Temp Ma Remy Ma and her husband are in the process of getting a divorce. The situation has changed. You can check Naughty Lives. I really don't care, but I don't think Clarissa has girl code. Yeah, that's acceptable. Yeah, we all get our opinions. I don't think she's doing anything wrong though. If Remy Ma started it, Clarissa can finish it. And Papoose, obviously, he's going he's doing what Papoose can do. So you're right. They're not divorced. I don't think I already said I'm a married woman. I do not condone cheating. I haven't listened to an Alicia Keys song since she stole that man Swiss Beats from his marriage. Because she could have had anybody. I used to like her songs. I can't even remember none of the damn Alicia Keys songs to this moment. I haven't watched a damn Angelina Jolie movie since she took Brad Pitt from from Jennifer Aniston. Because you could have had anybody. You're a beautiful bitch. Why you have to go get this lady's husband? Because you're not a girl's girl. Now that's not a girl's girl, you know. But when there's obviously infidelity in the relationship, I'm not going to hold the other person and be like, oh, don't go cheat on the other person while they're actively getting cheated on. And I don't really give a fuck either. Honestly, I don't really give a fuck. But I'm talking about it because she's the GWOAT, greatest woman of all time. People don't like her for whatever reason. And yeah, I mean, because I like Remy Ma. Before my dad passed, rest in peace, he really liked Remy Ma. My dad loved Remy Ma. So, and I don't really know much about her, but because he liked her a lot, I tried to get into her. And I like she can rap. She lost weight. I heard she was supposed to be on the Real Housewives in New Jersey, but she lived out in New Jersey, so they implemented the rule when the black lady tried to join New Jersey that you have to live in the city. So my knowledge about Remy Ma is very limited, aside from the fact that she cheated on her husband with somebody that was in a cipher with her, who put their business in the cipher. That part is correct, right? And because of that, it made Papoose available to go and do what he needs to do. And he found himself a nice, strong woman. The GWOAT, Clarissa. You know? Yeah. She has been doing a lot of non-role model stuff these days. Me either on both of them, heifers. Yeah. Who said? Did I say somebody was a role model? I'm not sure. I'm not sure. I don't think Remy. I mean, we know Remy Ma's not a role model. She's been to the pen 8 times, hasn't she? Didn't she just serve an 8-year stint or something like that? Like, what was Remy Ma even in jail for? Wasn't that not her first time? I'll Google that myself. Let's see. Remy Ma jail. Correctional facility, 2014, 6 years of an 8-year sentence for assault, illegal weapon possession, attempted coercion, following a pow pow incident involving her former friend over stolen money. Pow powed Makita in the tummy over $3,000. Yeah, you're right. That's not very role model at all. That's not a girl's girl at all. She shot a bitch over 3K and you're a rapper. Like, you could have totally like chalked that up and went and wrote a rap. You didn't have to pow pow a bitch in her stomach over 3K unless you really aren't doing good. And that could be another reason why Papoose is over there with the GWOAT. I mean, she's making $15 million purses while Remy Ma is pow powing bitches in the stomach over 3K. Like, that's, hey, maybe he got tired of scrounging. And she was incarcerated for 6 years. Following her release, she resumed her musical career. And she said that being in the pen was a traumatic, life-altering event. Oh, and she got a suspended sentence for something that happened in 2024. So 2 years ago, she was caught up again for DRUGS related charges. Frequently discussed her time in prison, difficult experience, da 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 da. Yeah, I bet it was. Hey, that's a PSA. Don't pow pow your friends. Don't do it. That's not bueno. Um, so yeah, I don't usually hang out in Love and Hip Hop world or wherever she's from. Remy Ma show. Let's see what that is. My True Crime Story. Yeah, I think Love and Hip Hop's, aren't they all canceled finally too? Whew, those and the Basketball Wives are out of here. Toxic ass stuff. So Remy Ma, now I see she's trying to be a talk show host. That's cute. That's a good come up. So you can go from serving 6 years for, that was practically attempted, you know what? And now you get to just 6 years later be cheating on your husband, making records about it, and fighting with his new girl. And now she's on E! News. Is that what I'm seeing? She has her own talk show. She announced her own talk show. Look at that. Remy Ma announced her own talk show. Did you see that? It's not about Remy Ma today, but hey, that's a great redemption arc. I'm surprised that as a black woman, she was even offered a redemption arc like that. You get to go from pow-powing bitches to getting a talk show. Okay, I hope she talks about how not to pow-pow your friends. Right? I thought those were your favorite shows. No, I don't do hip-hops. Basketball Wives. I haven't done Basketball Wives since OG was on there. Remember OG? The princess was on there, and they treated her so bad over the oh, Wicked. You know who that is? Your mom. Your mom is that N word. Your mom is that, and you come from a long line of N words. Yeah, yeah, you do. You do. See, and that's the where we're going next. So shout out to Clarissa for being the GWOAT, okay? And then let's go over to Delroy and Michael. So last night, the BAFTA Awards aired. And when I say aired, it's because it had already been shot live in London. And everybody knows that the UK is very racist. It was previously recorded, and because it was live the other day. And so, and they have to record the shows because part of the, I don't know, the equivalent of FCC over in the UK, it's so that they can't edit out things they don't want shown to their public. And it aired last night, and it opened with these two black men that you see right here. Michael B. Jordan, who was in Wakanda Forever, and he played the twins in Sinners. And then Delroy, who played the piano man in Sinners. Wasn't he the piano man in Sinners? And they were doing the first award of the night. And at the award show, somebody yelled out, let me see if I can find the clip. Because we're going to talk about it. Talk about it, talk about it, talk about it, talk about it. Talk about racism. Okay, so let's see. BAFTA. Yeah, here we go. So blaming Tourette's for racist slurs is not acceptable. Okay, here, see if you can hear this.
Of the night for a vital part of movie making. Gemma and I are delighted to be presenting the first BAFTA of the night for a vital part of movie making. We're here to celebrate. Gemma and I are delighted to be presenting the first BAFTA of the night for a vital part of movie making.
Did you guys hear
We're
that?
here to.
Did you hear that? So the two black guys were Daniel, thanks for coming in. That's Black Jesus, right? I don't want any propaganda coming in here. Daniel wants everybody to know that God bless everyone reading this. I'm going to say Black Jesus is the only way to heaven. He loves you and wants to save you. That's what I'll say. Even though there was no J's in the Bible, we're going to say that. Because I know the song, Jesus is the answer for the world today. Above him there's no other, because Jesus is the way. But now I changed it to Black Jesus is the answer for the world today. Because Jesus was black, that's the only way. Yeah. Feet of burnt bronze, hair of wool. Okay. So, but thank you for reminding us that God loves us and wants us to win. So let's see, Richard. Yeah, it was already shot live. Oh no, you were called a slur? Oh, I'm sorry, Richard. Yeah, those are abusive. It's traumatizing. That is assault. You call me that? You just assaulted me. You verbally assaulted me. Yeah, you didn't hear that, Corey? You didn't know that happened? I'm going to play it again for you, girls. So last night, here, let me show you. I'll take it off for a minute. So last night, Delroy and Michael B. Jordan were at the BAFTA Awards doing the first award of the evening, and this happened.
Celebrate. Gemma and I are delighted to be presenting the first BAFTA of the night for a vital part of movie making. We're here to celebrate. Gemma and I are delighted to be presenting the first BAFTA of the night for a vital part of movie making.
So that happened. And when it did, so it was the first thing of the evening. The show was pre-recorded. And did you hear it, Corey? The man yelled out. Isn't that horrible? Yeah, you could clearly hear it. You already know what was said. So, that floor is dirty. Delroy, you should have seen. Did you see Delroy's face just now when I showed you guys? That was very humiliating, assaulting, jarring, inflammatory, triggering. Like pull out a slew of words to describe a horrible feeling you get from an asshole. Pull them out. I don't even know what a BAFTA is, so I wasn't watching it. I found about it later. And he made sure to get it all out. Now, the story is that the person that said it, hey, Eve, the person that said it actually has Tourette's. And people who don't know what Tourette's is, it's a condition where you get what they call tics, where they can either be muscular tics or word tics. A tic is like, a motion that you do often, or a word that you get stuck on saying, or something like that. And it's almost like a stutter. Yes, Elevated Awakening. Thanks for coming through. And I've actually been fascinated with Tourette's. And I was like, ooh, isn't that a good excuse? Literally, that's what I be thinking. But people are like, oh, that means you're being ableist. I can have my whole own thought. Look, I'm old enough to know that whatever Tourette's is new enough to have just gotten a name, because usually when people scream out something in public that isn't appropriate, they have to deal with consequences of the word that they say, because yeah, it's freedom of speech and you might have a condition, but you're about to get what you get. Why do I have to consider your feelings when your feelings and your condition doesn't consider my feelings? I don't know why you always put the onus on the victims. How about putting some accountability over there? Now, the guy did say that he used to not even leave the house because he didn't want to ruin shit. Well, he ruined a perfectly good event last night and didn't even apologize for it. So, who's multitasking? I don't know. I don't know if you guys not hearing me. Let me turn this up. Is this turned down? That's up. Is this one up? Oh, that one was down. He said it 3 times total. Yep. So I do have that. Chris J. I can show you guys over here. Let's see. Because he did say it 3 times. Let's get it. Let's get it. Add. Let's see. There it is. So he had, in fact, said it 3 times. Here we go. So the guy who was there, his name is David somebody, and he was there because somebody made a movie about him, and it's called I Swear, and the movie was up for an award. And so the person who the movie was about, David, was in the audience. And these black people got up and were doing their black excellence thing in a room full of their contemporaries. That means we're equal, bitch. In a room full of their contemporaries. And they had to stand there and endure being verbally accosted and abused by somebody with Tourette's. Now, Tourette's has different, I guess it's a spectrum type of thing where you can have it really, really bad and do X, Y, Z, and A, or you can have it moderately bad and you only do X and Y, or you can have it this way and you only do A. But one of the layers of Tourette's is that you knowingly say, well, you know the words are inappropriate, so you know that much. And the tic is that you only say inappropriate bad words. You never say, I love you, bitch. Oh, have joy. Happy, happy, happy. Make money, make money, make money. Health. Perfectly healthy. They never scream out nothing that's good. It's almost like they're possessed. Like it's a demon possession or something. Because how is it that you only say the worst shit? So when I was reviewing how I felt about my research on Tourette's, is the uncontrollable, how you're out of control. You don't know what you're doing. You don't know what you're saying is what they say. This is what they're trying to give this man the excuse. Oh, it's not his fault. He has no control. It's his condition. Okay? And so you have all of these things. And so to me, it sounds like the people are possessed. It literally sounds like you're possessed. If you have no control, don't know what the fuck you're doing, can't hardly remember, and it sounds like you possessed by demons. That sounds like demonic possession, just got a name, and you guys call it Tourette's. Because back in the day, if a little kid was running around screaming profanity, you would have went and saw a priest and got that shit exorcised. Believe it. Believe it. Ain't no way. The first thing if you have a little kid, because he said his Tourette started like when he was around 10. If you were a little kid and you just one day start screaming profanities and doing all kind of weird stuff, the first thing the people are going to think is you're possessed. At least over here. That's what I'm thinking. Demonic possession. I saw The Fallen, that movie with Denzel Washington. The demon would jump in the people and have them go do all kind of heinous stuff. And then jump out of the people. And then he would start singing, time is on my side. Yes, it is. And then he would touch another hand and jump into that person. And they would start singing, time is on my side. Yes, it is. And then Denzel would get next to him. And then he would jump into another person just from a touch. Jumping into all the different vessels. So, hey, it sounds like possession. Because, and then it comes and goes too. It's not constant. It's not a constant thing. It comes and it goes. That's odd. He can be perfectly normal. He did a whole interview 4 months before this incident. The guy who said the N-word. He had just done an interview in a pub full of people, with people, and gave a perfect interview. He did not have one tick the entire interview. It was a white man talking to another white man. He had 0 ticks. He was in a room full of white people. He had 0 ticks. But in that interview, he does say that, oh, one of my ticks is the N-word, but I'm not racist. But it's a racist slur that you have to now take accountability for in spite of your condition, as far as I'm concerned. Let a black person have Tourette's and go around yelling, cracker! Or the F word to gay people. Let that happen. Or the hard R to David, who, yeah. Because there's an R word that somebody might call David. You would get in all kind of trouble. As a matter of fact, me even saying this, somebody might try to call me ableist is a new word. But to me, racism trumps all isms. How about that? That's where I am. If your thing has a rank in a spectrum, then this has a spectrum. And racism always trumps whatever. Because you should not create a safe space for racism, even in somebody else's thing. They need to get called on the carpet. They need to apologize. They need to move. And then plus, they need to move as if they're able-bodied. Isn't that the whole thing that they love? Isn't that a whole thing? Treat me normal. Oh, treat me normal. Don't treat me different. Well, hey, you about to get called on the carpet then, because you just said hard R in front of all these people, and I need an apology, sir. It's 48 hours since that shit happened. Did they get an apology? No. And then the murder man himself, Alan Cummings, a gay man. And you know, gay is always associated. They always are like, oh, I'm gay, I'm oppressed. It's just like being black. No, it's not, bitch. Because as soon as a black person is oppressed, while you're gay, you overlook their oppression to say, oh, I'm so glad David is here tonight. I'm so happy the audience is understanding, disregarding 2 black men, professional feelings, his contemporaries, and acquiescing for the audience's understanding. And what did he say? He didn't call it a racial slur. Let's look for Alan Cummings. What did he say after? Because I like Alan usually, but I did not agree with that. But that's also, I already saw that writing on the wall. I would have been able to tell you that he wouldn't have taken up for no black people. I would have been able to tell you that. But let's see. And want us to give him grace. We have 450, 500 years of bullshit. And now you guys want grace? All the white people want to already say the word. We just had you list on season 7. Well, you guys shouldn't sing it, put it in songs if you don't want us to say it. Itching to say it. They're all itching to say it. And now they get to act like they have Tourette's. Or they get to sympathize with him who has Tourette's. And of course they're going to make it okay that he said it because he's white. They're like, yay, one of us got to say it and get him. I'm so excited. He don't get no slack. He knew it. Yeah, they can't control it. Please read more about it. You're being prejudiced because he's got a mental illness. You're just racist and want to call it something it's not. By the way, you're referring to a movie. Jennifer, still, I'm a black woman in a mirror motherfucking cuh. I'm not racist. I'm not racist. I'm calling out racist slurs from a white man in a place towards black people, and you're up here trying to excuse it instead of be like, oh, maybe you should find a cure for whatever this fool has so that black people don't have to be further ostracized and persecuted. You go do some more research on the harmfulness of the N-word towards black people. You go do some research on how you're being racist because you're supporting racist slurs towards black people with zero accountability towards the person. Mental illness is not an excuse when it comes to black people. We don't get that excuse. So how are we, what? I'm not giving it for nobody. Fuck that. Excuse, please. All the ways American black people are over-policed in the whole fucking globe. But now you want us to excuse some shit? No, you get what you give, bitch. We're over-policed and we need to know better. Regardless, ignorance is no excuse for the break the law. All the shit you guys say and then turn around to us when we're the receiver of the racist slurs and of the trauma. And then you turn around to us and tell us, oh, suck it up some more, shut up and eat some more billets. No, that's not what we're doing. That's not what we're doing. It's 2026. This is our cocky year if you haven't been paying attention. This is you leave black people alone year. That's where we are. Leave black people alone. And if you are black or even if you're not, we get to feel what we feel and process how we process this instance of racism. We get to, especially because I started to tell you guys that this was a pre-recorded show. So they could have cut that part out. It was an awkward moment of silence anyway. They left that in. And then they get to the end of the movie. I mean, they get further on in the same production. And they cut, did I put that one over here? This. So they leave in the hard R to traumatize black people in the BAFTAs. They start to show off. The show was pre-recorded. Okay? So they could cut stuff out. They left it in. There was the very first award of the night, the BAFTAs. Think about this colonialism. I mean, this is the same people who needed Meghan, the only black princess, of modern history, Meghan Markle, they needed to dethrone her because she was black in the same country where they let this shit be the first scene of the BAFTA awards, because they award and reward racism greatly in the UK as far as I'm concerned. This is opinions and facts. Or else, because the fact is that they did not edit out the hard R and then excused it, but they edited out this man saying free Palestine. They edited out him saying free Palestine, but they left in the white man saying the N word with the hard R on it. And he said it 3 times. He had already done it 3 times. Okay? So, you can miss me with that. You go do your research. Yeah. Yeah, they don't, the racist people, yeah, just block the racists. Yeah, it's called fuck around and find out. And that's another thing. They just want to be racist. And they love trying to reverse engineer racism and do reverse racism. Oh, they love that. They want to be the victim so bad. Well, you should have enslaved people and treated them so bad for over 400 years and then did Jim Crow and all the other shit you did, and you could be a victim fine. You are a victim of your mediocrity, though. Yeah. Let's see what yeah, victims. Yeah, we're the victims. We're the victims, indigenous Americans. Because, oh yeah, and by the way, you guys, did you know that only Americans are copper colored? Everybody else is not American. By the way, they're destiny swapping, faking. Okay? Yeah, so we are the victims. Let me see what else you said. No, you're right. I was never a slave. I was never a slave. You're right about that. You won't even mention it now that you brought up the princess. Yeah, the Princess Meghan Markle. Yeah, victims for life as long as they're around. Nope, and you have it all wrong, B-Rad. B-Rad, you have it all wrong. You're B-Rad. You have it all wrong. He's all racist ass blacks. No, racism is the actual system, bruv. You need to do your research. You just like trying to use words that you think you know. Oh my God. Yeah, no, you have it all wrong. You have it all wrong. You know who got it even wronger was your mom when she didn't make your dad put on a rubber. How about that? That's what she should have did. You should have got strained. Yeah. Oh no, we don't want everything handed to us. That's what colonizers did. The colonizers want everything handed to them because Turtle Island had been thriving for 20,000 years, a lush, thriving with infrastructure and trade routes. Before the colonizers came over, colonizers, i.e., white people, came over and just wanted to have everything handed to them in the way of already built up lands and communities, and they just want to move in people's houses. It sounds very familiar, like what's happening right now all over. Mm-hmm. 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 I don't need to find unity with you, Blue Oxygen. Why is that? Why do I need to find unity with you? I'm talking about my people. Whenever we're talking about what's happening to us, you're like, well, what about unity? Fuck that. You wasn't thinking about unity when you was doing everything to us. But now we need to stop and think. How about you stop and think? How about that? You guys pretend to be smarter, all the other stuff. The Supreme's people. You do some shit. How about that? How about that? Yeah, and it does help calling a racist a racist. That's what we're doing in 2026. In 2026, it's our cocky here. Racism, macroaggressions in real time. You're racist. You're a bigot. That was discriminatory to your face so that you don't have any question about what the fuck I'm talking about. Later, we were like, no, it wasn't. No, we're going to address it right now. And it was. How about that? Nothing. They're not doing nothing for Michael B. Jordan and Delroy except for having all these WPs go around and explain it away and oh, it wasn't that bad. And they haven't gotten an apology. They got everything explained away. Oh, we just need to understand. And you might hear a word that you don't want to hear, but it's their condition. Fuck their condition. Because now I'm triggered. So they get to say it so he said it because he was triggered. So black people trigger you to use a racial slur, sir? You're a racist. Condition or not. He literally said it in the interview. He has certain triggers. Loud noises, loud to groups. And seeing black skin is a trigger for him to say the N-word. That's not okay. Oh, Davey, you work fast, huh? Your mom still didn't use that rubber. Yeah, possibly. Possibly. That could be it. What's this one say? Yeah, it is an echo chamber because they don't give a fuck. It's like talking to the wind. Racism has been here for as long as they've been here. We were thriving. DEI was Turtle Island pre-colonialism was thriving. And then they came over here with their capitalism and their smallpox blankets. Reclassify people as black and Negro to do a paper genocide from our land here in America. And now you have all these other people coming talking about citizens, but we're Americans on our land, Turtle Island. What? What, bitch? 2026, this take back. It's take back time. Okay? So I don't appreciate that they could have taken the word out, but left the word in. Yay! Thank you, Devonda. Yeah, they do want to see me angry. And I am angry about this. This is an angry situation. I have a right to be angry that in 26, they're trying to create space for racism to be okay on any level. And it's not. It's not. It's not. They're already too hyphy in this piece. They already, oh my God, the worst part was being called a racist. Was it, or was it you acting like a racist? And that's the other part. Like, so you don't have a problem doing it. The only problem is when you get called it. Really, bitch? You have some self-reflecting to do. Yeah, if you can take the slap out of the Oscars, you could have taken the N-word out of the broadcast. They should have edited out that segment. It's not cool. But the BAFTA, think about it. It's in the UK. That's what they love doing that shit while their princes get arrested for being on Epstein Island eating babies. Then, of course, they're going to leave the N thing in there because they love us stirred. They love us stirred. They love when we're stirred about it. They love us triggered. And they love that they wanted to just show that a white man got away with saying it. That's why they left it in. It was the first award of the night. It set the tone for the entire evening. Think about that. Think about that. It set the tone for the entire evening. They don't give a fuck. Why should we? I do not forgive John Davidson. They're calling him a Tourette's campaigner. John Davidson interrupted the ceremony. Yeah. The host, that's what murder guy did. Alan Cummins asked for understanding as the Tourette syndrome manager, John Davidson. Thank you so much for being here, John Davidson. We need some understanding. What? No, he needs to understand that you say it, you get it. That's where we are. That's where we are, because I can't, if you get a trigger and your trigger is saying a racial slur, and my trigger might be that every time I hear a racial slur, you get a pop in your mouth. What if that's my Tourette to your Tourette? Then we all in the Tourette with Alan Cummins being traitorous murders. Yeah, they won't, and that's why Meghan and Harry left the UK, because it's colonizer central. Yep. 1,000%, right? Weirdos. They're so freaking weird. Always want us. Then they call us the lessers, right? We're allegedly lesser than them. But we need to have more understanding. We need to get over stuff more. We need to have more strength, more reservations, whatever. Fake supremacist asses. Fake supremacy. Where's my other picture? Here we go. So who else is up here? Yeah, I had to talk about that. MAGA men's Olympic hockey team wins the gold. Oh, great. Yeah, I heard there's a lot of black hockey players coming out of the woodwork, actually. I don't even want to listen to what Alan said, because for me, what Alan said was exactly why I have a problem with pretending like being part of the LGBTQIA community is akin to being black. It's not. It's not. Black, you always see to the point where it can trigger a Tourette's thing. You can't always see your alphabets. Okay? My black skin, I was born in. God put me in this skin. Okay? You see my skin first. I don't see your sexuality first. But they get to say, oh, it's just like, being oppressed for black people. And they've used that for an argument a lot. But as soon as a black person is harmed, it's separate all of a sudden. It's not, oh my God, that was horrible, black man. You just got called the N-word. It's no, we need to have some understanding. And now we have this other something to be between what the understanding and humanization of the black person and this fault. That's not fair. You teach people how to treat you. And this world has gotten away with treating black people too bad for too long. So that's why we're not accepting your apology. And you shouldn't, what's the word? Sensationalize and glamorize Tourette's in any fashion if racial slurs are part of it. You're just going to get checked. And the receiver of the verbal assault of your condition has every right to completely react how they react. You don't get to come and try to quell a reaction to racist slurs, a potent racist slur at that. You don't get to try to come gaslight us that, just like I said, of all the isms, racism is first. So he actually has to go to the back of the line with his Tourette's. That's the back of the line, sir. Racism first. Because that's a real problem. People like, oh, you're divisive. It's not, what about unity? Yeah, racism first. If you stop being racist, we can get unified. So you're going to the back of the line while we figure out how to deal with your mental condition, because we need to address this racism first so it doesn't get even further out of hand. Because right now today, there's the 50,000 white people that are waking up thinking that they get to run with this word, and they don't. I'm already seeing it in my chat over here. They don't. Okay, so now let's go on to, let's see. There's a couple comments. The women's team has a black woman and a lot of black people don't play hockey like that. Yeah, a lot of them don't. These sports are so expensive and you need sponsors. True. Same with music and movies. If the word is a problem, then it needs to be banned everywhere. No, it doesn't, JN. I can say it all day. Nigga, 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 nigga. I can say it all day. I'm black. I'm black. I can say it all day. If you're not black, you can't say it. Or you can say it in your car, in your house, with your friends, but you better not say it in public where we can see you. And no, we're not banning shit. You need to have some control. The same way you want black people to have control and not be the animals you pretend that we are, then you need to have the control and hold your tongue. This word isn't for you. You don't get everything. This word isn't for you, bruv. Then there's the problem with the word. No, that's the only reason there's the problem with the word is because you can't say it. So the problem with the word is that you can't say it without getting handled appropriately. I can say it all day long and you can't do shit. And that's what your problem is, that I can do something that you can't do and I can do it better, which has always been the problem because you fucks are hella mediocre and you come and steal shit all the time and pretend like you did some shit. And you didn't. Just respect that you can't say that shit. Or say it and get the consequences. Your choice. Yeah, you got problems. And the N-word is just one. Yeah, what's a slur for your people? I don't even know what you are. What's a slur for your people? Can we all go around saying that? What's a slur for your people that you've transmuted, taken back? What word has that been for you guys? Let us in on it and we'll start saying that one. And then we can all say that word instead, because you way too focused over here, bruv. What's your word? Yeah, it is. It usually is a fragility problem. It usually is your fragility problem all the time. You want people to work for free, make a country for free, make every invention in your motherfucking house that you use in 2026 for free, not give us any credit, no reparations. We have one word and you're like, oh, you need to stop. We need to ban it. Please, kick rocks. Kick rocks. So weird. Okay, I'm about to get off that topic though, because that was a lot of energy. Okay, let's go on to our girl Eva Marcel, because you know America's Next Top Model has a movie on the Netflix, and it's a docuseries, I believe. And I did not know that Miss J had a freaking stroke and can't walk. That's so sad. I was like, oh my God. But we love Eva Marcel. We met her on America's Next Top Model. She was very short that season. And I thought those people were very mean to her. I remember that season. Me and my mom used to love that show. And Eva Marcel came on, and remember she had a little attitude, and Tyra was dealing with her, and oh, it was a lot. But Eva went on to do great things, you guys. She's All the Queen's Men is a series on BET she's on. She plays Manon. She was on Real Housewives of Atlanta with her husband. They had babies. They got a divorce. I heard she got back with her husband, and I heard she was pregnant again. Let me see if Eva Marcel have another baby. Let me go there. Eva back with Michael Sterling. Yes. New baby. Okay, yeah, so I was right. So they got back together. So they got a divorce in 2023. Eva and her husband, Michael Sterling, he was running for something for Atlanta. They ended up getting a divorce. He did apology videos talking about he wanted his wife back. So everybody speculated at the time that he might have cheated on the beautiful Eva Marcel. And we were like, dude, are you daft? Because have you seen Michael Sterling? Eva's definitely the catch in that relationship, okay? And so we didn't really ever find out why, except for like it was irreconcilable differences kind of thing, but she never said, oh, he cheated on me or anything. So then she was very depressed, you guys, and Eva Marcel was already very thin. She got even skinnier, and she was so depressed. Oh, poor thing. Oh my God. It was really hard to watch. So 2023, she was depressed. 24, she was depressed. And then she got back with him in 2025. And by December 2025, she was pregnant again by him, you guys. So I was like, yay. Hello, kitty. Elevated Awakenings. Thanks for coming through. So yeah, she's pregnant again. I'm so excited for them. Now, they did keep the details of their reconciliation private at first. And now, obviously, everybody knows she's very, like, I feel like the baby should be due any day now. Because she had, you know how they call it belly, booty do, where your belly and your booty look the same size? Yeah. So her belly was huge in December, and now we're in February going into March. I'm suspecting the baby will be here any day. But I don't know that they're married again. They did not get remarried, but they are back in relationship, and she's pregnant. Okay. So, but also the reason why she's up here is because anybody who knows her knows she loves the 420. She loves the flowers. And when she was even on Real Housewives Ultimate Girls Trip at Dorinda Medley's Blue Manor, she was like, yeah. So, she's coming out with some flowers for us. So she's joining the ranks of other housewives who have gotten to the cannabis field. And so it's called Sunshine, or Eva's Sunshine, because you know she calls herself Sunflower. Let's see what her new strain is called. Eva Marcel Sunflower by Eva is what it's called. And it isn't just a cannabis brand. I'm going to join a mailing list while I'm here, because I love Eva. I really do. I did not mind her at all. So it says Sunflower is by Eva isn't just cannabis, it's a ritual, a reawakening, a fashion forward call to reclaim joy, rest, power. See, that's the kind of Tourette's I would like. Joy, power. Wouldn't that be good, Tourette's? That's why I think it sounds like demonic possession, honestly. Because why are you only saying evil ass shit? It's weird. Rooted in plant medicine and feminine energy, this is cannabis for women who refuse to dim their light. Meet Eva. Her, more than just a name, she's the spirit behind Sunflower, her passion, power, and energy guide to everything. So, it's a vibe, a village, a vision. Nice. Does she have any flowers yet? So far, you can just get t-shirts here. And then she has a blog on cannabis use. On like cannabis, Eva Marcel on cannabis, motherhood, and owning your power. 5 C rituals that help you reclaim your power. Why women who smoke aren't lazy, they're liberated. Those are cute little blog posts. Cute. Nice going, Eva. So shout out to her. I think that's an excellent look. I saw somebody say, what did they say? Hey, Keena. Yeah, the large success had to do with that, Devonda. Cycles, a lot of it had to do with how she treated them so bad. And I really didn't like when she would yell at the people. And it was entertaining. But yeah, I did not like it at all. I don't like abuse. I watched the documentary on Netflix. She treated those black girls horrible. She did. She was a fan of Yaya. So wasn't an Eva fan. I think that documentary was one-sided. Yaya Takora. Well, Eva was like, she didn't even know all that stuff was going on. I said, girl, you were one of the abused victims. But I guess she just like, she's so used to it. Some people are used to that kind of treatment. Where you're like, oh, that wasn't abuse. Oh, he didn't hit me. That was a love tap. You know? Everybody's guilty but Tyra. How is he still making comments? Didn't I time that fuck out? Didn't we time that JM person out? Are they making some more comments? Yeah, I thought you were in timeout. Because I'm tired of answering stupid questions. You don't have enough money to pay my reparations anyway, but we definitely are owed reparations in this piece. And that's for indigenous, copper-colored Americans. Yes. Definitely owed some reparations. Yeah, we can listen to the clean version. Okay, let's go down here. That's why Yaya became good actress. I know she didn't need that show. She was the best dancer. Eva is similar complexion to Tyra. Eva came off as a bully, cycle 3, with Camille and Takura. Was it Eva who was the bully? Yeah, we already did Cat's Eye. We were talking about Manon from Cat's Eye. I guess I never took ATM seriously. I never expected anyone to actually have a career in entertainment. Very few people ever make it, but everyone doesn't understand that. I feel like everybody understands that very few people make it, but you don't need to be treated deplorably and abusively by people while you're trying to make it. I think that's what got revealed. Yeah, the one like, didn't somebody's mom get unalived and then they wanted the person to reenact that for a photo shoot? Like, that's jarring and triggering and very abusive. That's weird. That's weird. It's still horrible. Yes, for 10 years. I clocked that when I first saw Pandora commercial. Lip shaking, bone shaking. Huh, it's a lot. Um, you're a dumbass, Ronald. You don't even know what the reparations are for. Ronald is dumb, you guys. Listen to what dumbass Ronald McGee said. Ronald McGee, dumbass Ronald McGee 8636 said black people will never get reparations for the Civil War in this country. Stop begging. Just go out and get a job for yourself. Quit your whining, grow up. Bitch, it's not for the Civil War. It's because we built this country. And you guys came over on a boat with smallpox blankets and moved into people's already built houses, bitch. So it's not for the Civil War. You're dumb. But that's the American education system doing its job for you. That you would think it's for the Civil War or that it's begging. Yeah. Yeah. See, all these people whose mothers should have used rubbers, I'm not sure how you found me this morning. Oh, you deleted his message from black man who's saying white people mess. No, they just put black pictures up. That was definitely a WP. Yeah, yeah. So I think it's really awesome that at Eva's age, she's getting another chance at love. Let's see how old she is, Eva Marcel. Because I feel like she's in her 40s. Yeah, she's 41. So at 41, she's going to have another baby, which that supposedly makes your life longer. So women who have babies after 34 live longer, but women who have babies after 44, yeah, you're supposed to live like a whole lot longer. Like you could make it to your 90s. So she's having a baby at 41. Ooh, and naturally too. I don't think she had to do any IVF. Go Eva. I feel like Eva's a fertile myrtle though. She's a very fertile myrtle because she already had her one daughter. Her and Mike got together. They had like, what, 2 other kids, and now she has another one coming. So, yeah. So at 41, she gets another chance at love, becoming a mother. She loves being a mom, and she's starting her own cannabis business. So shout out to Eva Marcel, another awesome Black Girl Magic moment. Shout out to you, darling. And then down here we have Ding Dong. Can you guys see Ding Dong at the bottom? You know who I'm talking about? You guys know who Ding Dong is? I'll give you a hint. Love Island All-Stars. Ding Dong. What's that sound? A bell. Yep, that was a bell. Bell is out of here. Ding dong, the witch is dead. The wicked witch, the wicked witch. Ding dong, the wicked witch is dead. Yep, so she's off the island. She had to pack her shit and go. They had votes yesterday where all the islanders that already got voted off the island came back and individually gave votes for their couples of, I think they did compatible. Again, everybody's always using the word compatible. Who's the most compatible? Who's the least compatible? You wrote down who the least compatible was. Yes, she's out of here. Hello Kitty. Belle is off the island. Her and Harrison had to go. Because everybody came back to the island and was like, Belle and Harrison have to go. Now, the reasons they gave wasn't because Belle crashed out for a week and then did the same thing that she was complaining about for a week. Nope, that's not why. It wasn't because she inserted herself in her supposed friend's relationship, making triangles and squares all over the villa. Nope, it wasn't for that. It wasn't because she was just loud and abrasive and high-key aggressive and actually kind of scary. Nope, wasn't for that. It wasn't for her constant verbal attacks towards other cast members, specifically Scott. Like, she is so worried about Scott. If I was Harrison, I would have dumped her for that alone. Nope, it wasn't for that. No, she got voted off the island because, unlike Americans, the other islanders didn't vote for their favorites. Well, most of them didn't. They voted based off a connection. And they said that because Belle's relationship, most of the people said because Belle's relationship with Harrison was the newest one, they couldn't see sending any of these other connections home because it just wouldn't be fair. So based off of time, she got about 3 votes because they were the newest couple. They've only been together for like a week. And then it was because she was so focused on other people's relationships. She got like maybe 2 of those. So that's 5 votes. And then she got at least 2 votes. Her and Harrison got 2 votes because Harrison has an ex-girlfriend who's been doing all the blogs and interviews while Harrison has been in the villa. And she has been saying that Harrison was leading her on up to the day that he left, and even sent her like pictures of his haircut that day, and was and was basically like still entertaining her. Now, he's saying that Harrison said that they moved out. They broke up in October, and the reason his slippers are still at her house is because he never went back to her house ever since they broke up. But yeah, they call each other from time to time, and yeah, they text each other from time to time, and yeah, he sent her a picture of his haircut on the plane on the way to the island, but never told her he was coming back to the island, you guys. So the people, it was so beautiful because if you've been watching Love Island Games, season 3, then you might have seen the other day when they finally had a dinner party. And at the dinner party, they got to ask the audience a question, and then they got to ask another question. I think that's how it went. And everybody's other question it was about 8 couples at the time. 8 or 9 couples at the time. Everybody's question, except for Lucinda's, was towards Scott and Leanne. And it was all hella shady questions. And they would see the look, I would see the look on Leanne's face, and she was visibly like, to me, she was visibly kind of shaken. Not shaken, but like irritated. Why are you guys questioning this? Like, they're the longest couple in there. Why are you guys all questioning us? And plus, none of you guys are saying any of this to our face, right? So then they would say, oh, Leanne, we're just saying this because we want you to know. Oh, Leanne, we just think you're such a great girl. We only want the best for you. So we just want to know if the public thinks he picked right picking you or not, so that you can be sure. And it was just hella shady questions. Those were all roundabout F you Leanne, F you Scott questions, trying to embarrass them. And actually trying to make Belle, they thought the answers they would get on those questions would be pro Belle. But the public don't like Belle. They did not like her broady, baggy, inserting herself, yelling, booyaka ass. They did not like it, Sam I Am. It was very high-key aggressive. And then she shot herself in the foot when she did worse than what she was yelling about by going after Leanne's man, who was her friend, behind her back in her face. I thought that was worse. So Leanne kept saying, oh, it's a cop out. It's a cop out. It's a cop out. Oh, it's a cop out. You chicked us because we're the newest couple in here. It's a cop out. No, bitch, that's the way the game works. It goes by connections. So then finally, I love Carrington. Leave it to the American to be like, I'm done with her. She's always saying some dumb shit. Cop out. He's like, so, Belle, it's a cop out, huh? So we have the right to our opinion, so that's not a cop out. And do you feel like you deserve to go to the finals above anybody here? Oh, it's not about going to the finals, is it? Obviously it is. It's just because it's a cop out. No, because the way the game works is on connection. And only people like you know who and the other one, on Love Island season 7, we had Shelly and Ace all too willing to vote connected couples out. They always, anybody with a strong connection, out of here. But the whole show premise is connection. So you're not going to gaslight me and try to convince me that a longer connection doesn't deserve more of a chance than a new ass connection when it doesn't even match and he's still got a girlfriend on the side. And when you're still hyper focused on Scott. So Belle gets kicked off the island, you guys. Have to leave immediately. Packing her bags, crying. They go pack the bags. All the girls hug her. Even Leanne. She's like, we've had our thing in here, but, you know, I love you. And then on the way out by the door, she gives Scott a hug, and Scott gives her a one-arm hug. And Leanne was literally doing a little dance, a little cha-cha dance over there while that bitch was on her way out the door. It was hilarious to me. But did Belle leave Angelique? When Belle was leaving, she was still going on about Scott. It was like, Lord have mercy. She wants Scott so bad. She wants Scott so bad. So she's leaving the island with her suitcase on her way out the door. She's all, Scott, get ready. I'm going to go tell everybody the truth. I'm going to tell everybody the truth. What, bitch? And then she got out to that little talkie thing with the moral or whoever that lady is in the UK, in the South Africa. I don't know who their host lady is, but she's pretty. But so the host meets with everybody who gets kicked off immediately after they get kicked off. So Belle goes and sits down, and she still has so much energy for Scott. Ooh, but she already told us. She was doing like the other hurricane, where she was trying to coerce Scott into being with her because she threatened him. She's like, I don't like no. I don't like no. I don't like it. I don't like no. And then Scott was like, well, it's a no. And ever since then, Belle has been imploding again. She was imploding again at the rejection from Scott. It was hilarious. He was like, I'm where I need to be, me and Leanne, da-da-da-da. And Belle was always just talking shit about him to Harris. I know Harris was like, ooh, I only have to make it to 3 more days with her talking to me about this other man, and I'll be able to get back to my real girlfriend. She's obsessed. I feel like her parents might need to do an intervention when she gets home and immediately take her to Scott rehab. She needs Scott detox and Scott rehab simultaneously to clear all the Scott from her veins, okay? Because she's obsessed. Not a pretty look. And she's such a cute girl, but it's not a pretty look. That looks, you look so desperately needy and obsessed with somebody who could be, who's paying you literal dust. It's coming off very insecure, along with the amount of aggression. They might need security when they get out of the villa, because you like literally are like threatening them that you're going to go around yelling about them. But we've seen everything, so I don't know what your truth is. And did you notice she does TH words with F's? I don't know where that's from, but she did a lot of F's in there for me. It's nothing. She says it's nothing. Nothing. Nothing instead of nothing. Everything was nothing. Anyway, but you know what was really a nothing? And what we had enough of was Belle. So when the dinghy came and got the bell, we were like, woohoo, the dinghy came and got the ding dong, guys. That was so good. Mm-hmm. Uh-huh. Yes. And they all did it for her own good, the same way that people were asking Leanne questions for her own good. And I was like, won't he do it? Won't he do it? Yes, he will. Okay. A hood booger moment. What? Let's see. Tonight's episode, they choose a winner. Yes. So, but I did notice last night after Leanne left, they got another text that they all made it to the finals. And then they all went and jumped in the pool. And I know Leanne was like, my hair. Because the way she was the last one in the pool. And then everybody else, all the other couples, went to the confessional and they were like, oh, we made it to the finals. Yay, yay, yay. All the other couples. But you know who they didn't show in the final in there was the Leanne and Scott. Did you guys notice that? So I was wondering, does that mean Leanne and Scott don't make it to the finals? Like, I only needed Leanne to make it this far, because I don't really think that they're going to let her win the $50,000. I don't really think that Whitney deserves it at all. Do not give it to Whitney. Her and Yemen are fun, but I still don't feel anything from them except for that they're fun. I feel like they're fun, but I'm not feeling like a vibe, a connection, so to speak, from them. To me, Whitney acts so nonchalant that I can't really gauge if she's into Yemen or not. Like, everything is charge it. So glad I'll never have to hear that shit again. Charge it. Like, so are you invested or are we charging it? I can't tell. Are you invested or are we charging it? I can't tell. So I don't get it. And Yemen, I keep hearing people say that he likes palm-colored girls. So I don't even know if that's really... I don't really know if that's really a thing or not, you know? So... But even still, when he's with Whitney, I just feel like they have fun hanging out together. I'm not feeling the feeling I got from my Van Carthens. Okay? What makes Van Carthens their authentic, genuine, winning ass self of a couple is the way that they make us feel. The way you make me feel. Right? So the way they make us feel is powerful enough for us to be the fan base that we are. I'm not feeling, but I don't know what the people over in the UK are feeling. Maybe they have a whole set of other feelings. Because I honestly said, if this is All Stars, if this is the best of the best, I feel like you guys might have missed the mark even on that. Because Tyreek, the other guy who could have been on All Stars, he had just got off games too with Kayla and them. He said that they didn't want to pay him what he was worth to be on that show, right? And then the pot is only $50,000. I feel like those kitties should be no less than 100,000. Look, the games just happened, and the games got heck of eyes on it. I feel like because of season 7, Love Island, and they went. Was it $250,000 in that shit? Was that like $200,000 in the games? Let me see. Love Island games. How much did Lucinda win in Love Island games? Yeah, there it is. Yeah. So she won the €250,000, and she split it with her partner Isaiah so she could get back to her clothes maker or whoever that sugar daddy dude is. And she got $125,000 from being on the games. When we watched Love Island season 7, they got $100,000 for being on the show. And now you get all the way to All Stars and you're only paying these blokes $50,000. That's like, you guys are cheap. You spent all the money building that set in the middle of nowhere in South Africa. And so you didn't have any money to pay people like, awesome stellar people to be on there. Like we got a hurricane and a guy who came in. Harrison got in that house and told 3 girls the same line. Oh, I'd marry you today based off the eyes. Like, and we see it all on tape. When they see how they got it, all the same line, they're going to feel so played. He's such a, to me, that gave me the ick. Tariq is the reason why Justine lost and came in second because of his gamer, loudmouth, non-sportsman butt. Yeah, Tariq. And he also they wouldn't pay him enough to be on the show. Yeah, I didn't appreciate that. So much going on. They really acting up with Black History Month. Yep. Thanks. Hey, JB. Oh, you're out in the snow? Yeah, be super careful. How many feet do you have so far? 20 inches of snow? That's almost 2 feet. Yeah, work from home. Work from home. Ooh, I hope you guys don't go through what Maryland went through. Maryland, after their big snowstorm, all that shit turned to ice. I heard that there's still huge igloos everywhere because the ice got hard. And so they couldn't do anything to get it away. Yeah. You guys be careful out there. Be careful, for surely. Okay, anything else? It's crazy, right? Yeah. That is. Yeah, I can't wait till they choose a winner tonight. Yeah, no, he's going to need security. He will definitely, because Belle is obsessed. And I heard her daddy has a lot of money, and obviously he condones her behavior, and she gets to act like this all the fucking time without accountability or recourse. So he might need security. And Leanne's ass too. Played all in Leanne's face and then said that on the way out. So, yeah. Yeah. That's the cop-out. You're the cop-out, Bill. How about that? You're the cop-out. And it's a cop-out because somebody told you no on a show where they have every right to say, hell no. And all you got was a no. He could have said, hell no, and really embarrassed your ass. But no, you did all the embarrassing for him. And then she got on the after show in the exit interview, and she says, oh, and he was trying to humiliate me at the dinner, wasn't he? And it worked because I was humiliated. Well, if you're humiliated by the words that you say out of your mouth, then maybe you shouldn't say the shit, which brings us back to Delroy and Michael. Don't say the shit if you don't want a reaction for saying the shit. Okay? Because we definitely get to have a feeling about some rando yelling the N-word in the middle of a work event. That should be Not tolerated at all, and it should not be excused away by anybody on behalf of Black people. We have yet to hear from a Black person about this. Yet. I mean, other than me. But, and all the other TikToks that we've seen about it, everybody's panties are in a bunch. But a whole lot of white people are on camera with microphones in their face, creating a false, fake-ass narrative that we need to excuse racism and racial slurs. It's still a racial slur. I don't care if you say you're not a racist. If you're triggered to say a racial slur from seeing a Black person, it sounds like you're racist even if you think you're not. But if the demon Tourette inside of you thinks that you are enough to call him an N-word 3 times at a work event before you decide to remove yourself because you can't control it and you had no idea there'd be so many in one place. I mean, I use mouth tape when I sleep. I'm sure you can use mouth tape when you go out and about. Maybe he just needs a good layer of mouth tape when he goes out. And then he can't yell shit. It'll all stay an inside motherfucking voice. Since it was the inside voice that told you to do it. And then the people want me to go do some more research. No, I'm not creating no soft space for racism to land, not for racial slurs to land, not for racism to land, not for macroaggressions to land. It's 2026. The reign is over. It's over. We're in real time. That's when you're getting called out. You're triggered now. We're both triggered, bitch. We're both triggered. We're both equally triggered. And I'm saying again, racism is the ism that trumps the other ones. Yeah, we have Manon up here because she's going through it. She's having to take a temporary hiatus from Cat's Eye because of all this freaking abuse and being left out of the promos. And then they were saying that she wasn't feeling well, but when the other girls aren't feeling well, they hold it over. But when Manon is not feeling well, they hurry up and run and take the picture. When the other one's not feeling well, they wait to sing the song. When Manon is not feeling that well, they run and hurry up and sing the song. Racism. And you guys want me to excuse it? Nope. Nope. No. And it's interesting that all this care and compassion people have for fucking dogs and conditions, but they don't have any care and compassion for Black people feeling this shit. Really, bitches? But you all want us to show up and march and help you write a civil rights something, or come put our bodies on the line for you in some way and come out and show support. But we never get none of that. You guys are all running around saying the N-word. You're all running around running amok. But you want us to come and help. That's not fair. That is not a fair ask. Hey, Shade. I loved the podcast with you and Desi the other day. The animal print behind you, the topics you guys talked about, your guys' banter, the energy, the vibe the whole time was fire. I was in there. Congratulations. I think that's a winning combination. That podcast idea was excellent. And I'm also trying to get off of all Van Carthen stuff. So I totally appreciated how you guys were trying to, incorporate all the new topics and everything. But you guys together are so good off each other. I really appreciate what you bring out in each other, because Desi is phenomenal. You're phenomenal. You're both gorgeous, educated, lovely ladies. And I fuck with you guys. And I really like that you guys are taking this to the next level. And I wish you much success. And everybody be sure to check out Shade and Desi Overzealous, also known as, damn, what's her new thing? Nicolandria. She has a new page that we're going to. I forget it, but you guys know who Desi is. She makes the fire edits. And her and Sade did a little podcast thing the other day. It was so cute, you guys. So freaking cute. Loved it. Yeah, Nicolandria Intelligence Department or something like that. Yes. Is her alternate TikTok. So that was so crazy. But yeah, Manon is getting treated racism. Almost everybody up here is encountering some type of ism. The racism is Michael and Delroy and Manon, and of course our Van Carthens have experienced racism. Clarissa, she gets hella racism for being a black confident woman calling herself the GOAT. Everybody wants to tear her down and want to act like because somebody gives her some eggplant every once in a while that might be shared with his wife who shares her thing with other eggplants. Hey, they're just having eggplant salad. I don't really think that Remy is upset about it at all, actually. I really don't. I think she's more upset that Clarissa has billions of dollars under her. That's what I think the only real problem could be, is the amount of money that Clarissa has compared to Remy. Because for that, Papoose might be staying over there. I really just don't want Clarissa to get fetterlined. You guys know what fetterlined is? I coined the phrase, fetterlined. That's when you have a high value, high worth female who starts being in relationship with somebody whose bag doesn't match. Cough, cough, Candy, Burris, Tucker, cough, cough, Todd, Tucker. Because they might be setting you up to get to the bag. Sherry Shepherd had a similar experience. Remember, she married that man. He talked her into a surrogate. She said she didn't want the surrogate. Then him and the surrogate sued her for child support. Remember? Remember that shit? Mm-hmm. And it was a surrogate that he found. So I'm like, was that the person he wanted the baby with the whole time? But they all got Federlined. And Federline refers to Kevin Federline, Britney Spears' ex, Kevin Federline, who got her, who impregnated her, partied with her, and then took the kids and said she was unfit, and he still gets child support or some kind of support to this day, and her kids are 20-something. Because she got Federlined from fucking with a backup dancer. So I'm glad that our Ola has a millionaire nurse, because at least they're equally yoked. I would not suggest to anybody who has millions of dollars to be messing with the regular schmegular Joe. Because, like, I don't know. But then again, you know, Papoose seems to be all in with Clarissa. He was there last night, and he was in her corner strong, and she won, you know. But if him and Remy are going to get a divorce, they just need to let the other foot drop and go ahead and get the divorce. Go be with Clarissa all the way. Live your life, bruv. Remy Ma has a new talk show. This is the best time. She has something new to focus on. And you can go focus on the GWOAT. Greatest woman of all time, Clarissa. Okay, so then when Clarissa was weighing in, did you guys see the whole kerfuffle? Where her opponent came out of her shoes. It was looking very drastic over there. I was like, she had headbutted her, and then Clarissa pushed her, and then for some reason they started fighting amongst themselves on her challenger side, and literally like got dragged out of her shoes. It was crazy. It was so too much. And then to the point where Clarissa came back and did a thing, and she's like, we're classy ladies. This isn't what boxing is about. You know, we're classy. We're here for the sport. And she's like, we're classy, pretty ladies. And I love Clarissa's confidence. She's like, I'm a classy, pretty lady, and I'm strong, and I'm a winner, and I love boxing. I love it. I love it. Okay, let's see. So Manon. Yes, MilanLandria. Yes, I was talking about that, Thony. Let's see. I have something for you. Well, first we have this. See? And we also have, is it this? I'm all over the place. I forgot to finish this story right here. So, real quick before I go. Olandria told us, y'all arguing with nobodies. And I'm packing my bags for Milan. Remember who you're supporting and pay their ass dust. Because this weekend, you may or may not know that I'm not sure how it all started. Oh, it happened last week. So New York Fashion Week happened last week. And at New York Fashion Week, Papaya met Leah Katab because they were like, oh, all these islanders have fans, right? And they're trying to translate the Van Carthen's fan base to other fans, but it's not going to happen. And because they don't do it the same. Anyway, so they tried to go back and include Amaya at all of the freaking fashion weeks. And she went with her new man who doesn't have social media, just in case you were trying to find out who that fool is with his neck tattoos. He doesn't have social media. You guys are going to have to look harder. But Amaya took a picture with Leah Katab and sat front row with Leah and Miguel at one of the fashion shows. Well, wouldn't you know, that ended up making Vermin come out of the line. Oh my God, that got the Vermin so stirred. Because she who shall not be named, Honda Civic, I didn't see no pictures of her. I only saw the pictures of Leah and Amaya everywhere, all over social media. I did not see not one picture of the other one who dates Miguel and who laughs at racial slurs. She probably would have had a good snicker at the BAFTAs the other day. She would have had a good snicker, okay? But they got very upset because Maya and Honda had been friends ever since the island, from what I understood. I don't know. I'm not following them like that. But that's just what I understood. And after Leah and Amaya took a picture, then their fans, for the other one, Honda's fans, went over to Leah's thing and started trying to abuse her the way they were doing the Van Carthens and Nicolandrians. And they were spamming her chats with all kind of stuff and bringing up her sister's stuff and just being high key trolls, right? But Leah has more fans and they do it better and longer, you guys. Because so Honda's fans re-released a clip where Leah was in a Call Her Daddy podcast or something and said something to the effect of her and her sister have dated the same guy, but it doesn't matter because he wasn't the one anyway or something like that. And to which Leah's fans went and found a Midnight Ballerina tape of Honda Civic from during the Dimick time. She was allegedly or for sure, a Honda Civic Midnight Ballerina or something like that. And then It was so crazy. They were just going back and forth. But of course, in true racist fashion, people ended up ultimately looking over and blaming nicolandrians for something. And we're like, oh, leave us out of this shit. This is your guys' dysfunction, right? But it all happened because they were trying to put those people in the space where LRGA had just been ultra successful, which was front row at these fashion shows. And these girls were very fashionable. Well, because some were. So now that's why LRGA had to come and be like, pay them dust, because they were trying to drag us, Van Carthens, into the mix. And we're like, no. We're like focused on DJ Nick Van's. We're still riding high off of LRGA's Valentine's Day and all of that. Nope, we're not falling for it. And so she was reminding us, don't fall for it. Remember who you're supporting. Pay their asses dust. And on that tip, I might offer that to myself for this day. Just pay the racism dust. I'm still calling it out, but I won't let it get me energetically stirred when I'm triggered. I'll just call it out, give it back to you, and keep on moving in my joy. I feel like somebody should talk to whoever got Tourette's and see why they don't say anything positive and how that is not demonic possession, okay, versus Tourette's. I'm torn. I need to talk to a priest about it, because I'm pretty sure that might be possession. Or else why aren't you saying joy, love, I love you? Just all random. Why is it evil shit and bad stuff all the time? I don't know. Notice, yeah, she wasn't at New York Fashion Week because she already been there, JB. Been there, done that. Yeah, I heard she stopped following her too. So allegedly there was an unfollowing or something between Amaya and Honda this weekend. Yeah, I think he had to cancel his Mexico thing because of everything that's happening in Puerto Vallarta, Jurasco. Shout out to the people down there. I know you guys are scared, and so I'm just praying for all of that to get worked out. I mean, I smell CIA. I'm not sure what anybody else smells, but yeah, it's kind of seeming like somebody might have put the bricks next to the thing. Yeah. Auntie Barbie. Hey, beautiful. Hope you make it a great day. Thanks for coming through, you guys. We're coming right up on 2 hours, but I'm going to chop it off now because the TikTok phone only has 3%, and for some reason my charger's not charging. So now I have a new thing. But I'll get a new charger and come back later. She probably will be at the other one. She's going to Milan. Yeah, she's the only one going to Milan. They might have Mora in Milan. I see they be having the Mora girl from Traders who doesn't know shit, the dumb one from Traders. She's blind and dumb if she don't know it's Rob at this point. Gigi, thanks for popping in, darling. Long time no see. Thanks for coming through. Getting ready to get off of here. You guys go, sir. Make sure you make it a great day. Make it the day you deserve. Be bold in yourself. If you're black, be sure you call out macroaggressions in person, in real time. Okay? And don't let that shit slide. And I feel like Delroy and Michael are due an apology from BAFTA for leaving it in, and from the person for saying it, from Alan for trying to create understanding around it, and to the actor who even played him for trying to create understanding around it and talking about it's just a word. Motherfucker, it's not just a word. That was a racial slur. And it needed to be treated accordingly. Oh, the last day of the Olympics was yesterday. How many golds did we get? I know that Oakland represented with Alyssa Liu, her and her ice skating. That was wonderful. I don't know who else did it, though. Anyway, you guys, I love you. Make sure you make it the day you deserve. Be bold. Be you. You are worthy. You can have to be anything you want. For real, for real. But I hope you don't want to be a racist.